Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. We are back reacting to another episode of WandaVision. This is episode 4 and it is called We Interrupt the Program. We interrupt this program. That's a thing that you would often hear on TV, like, no, we interrupt this program for a word from our sponsor. WandaVision is, I think, just starting to pick up really, we've seen the first 3 episodes. When WandaVision was originally shown to like reviewers and stuff, they showed them the first 3 episodes. So this is kind of like where it's really gonna start taking off, I think. And so episode 1 was like 50s sitcom, episode 2 was 60s, episode 3 was kind of 70s. And along the way, there were these small little moments where like the fourth wall was kind of being broken and the reality that Wanda had built up is being torn down. But that really kind of like hit overdrive in episode 3 when she's pregnant and having kids, and Vision is talking to the neighbors and everyone's like, yo, this is weird, like things are breaking down. The house is going crazy while Wanda's pregnant. A lot of people think that might have not been her doing that. That could have been Tommy, I think, Wiccan. One of the Billy or Tommy, one of them. Because he uses magic as well, and that's why she couldn't get rid of the stork. And then there's like Sword on the outside is watching the whole thing and send Monica Rambeau in. And then when Wanda's like, I had a twin, I don't think Monica meant to say this in the moment, but she was like, almost like she was coming out of a trance. Like that was like the thought in her head, and she like unconsciously said it, where she was like, oh, Ultron killed him. And it was like, nah, you idiot. And then Wanda immediately is just like, stone face, just yeets her out of there like she's gonzo. And she's back in the outside the neighborhood. So like it got real dark and real intense very quickly. And I think we are finally pretty much past the pretenses of things being normal, if that makes sense. Like yeah, it was kind of like quirky, fun little things with hints of something darker. Now it's just full on like walls are coming down, the darkness is here. And I freaking love it. I love the MCU so much, and like knowing what this show is and what I think it will become, I'm just thrilled. Like I have a great time watching it. Hopefully you guys enjoy my reactions to it. It is really difficult to get these episodes up. Like Disney is just blocking left and right. Some of these, like a few of these episodes, I think episode 2, maybe episode 3, I had to edit and re-upload 8 different times. And my internet isn't great, so sometimes it takes like an hour to upload a video because my videos are kind of long. So like I could finish editing a video at like noon, and by the time it like goes up and stays up without it getting blocked, it might be like 8:30 p.m. So please bear with me when it comes to that. I try and get them up to the best of my ability as soon as I can. But yeah, I'm excited to jump into episode 4. Before we do that though, please consider leaving a like on the video, and please consider subscribing. That means a ton to me, and it helps my videos get seen more, and then more people see them, more people subscribe. If you would like to see more reactions to WandaVision, or if you just like me a lot, I don't know why you would, but hit subscribe and then ring the bell so you can be notified when I upload videos. Right now I'm going through WandaVision, The Expanse, and Bridgerton. But I've watched tons of other shows. I have playlists for all of them on the channel. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, or if you just want to support me in general outside of YouTube, head down to my Patreon. It is linked in the description. But that's enough self-promo for me. I know some people don't like when I do that, but I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that's all I got. So let's jump into episode 4, shall we? Here we go. she in the dream machine from Captain Marvel? Oh no, is this after Endgame? Whoa. That's crazy. That's insane. So this is like right after Endgame. Everyone's coming back. I didn't even think about that. Like 5 years later, it's probably full of different people. And it's gonna be full of people that are sick, full of people that are dying.
Mom, she died, honey. What? No, you're mistaken. The cancer came back. Okay, stop.
In like 10 minutes, she's thinking, like, what?
Maria Rambo. Maria died 3 years ago. No. Which was 2 years after you...
Disappeared. You got blipped out, girl. You don't look around and see all these people like freaking out? Like, that's gotta be... That's another logistical thing that wasn't necessarily explained in Endgame, of just like, what happens to all these people when they're just blipped back? Like, the world has moved on for the most part. You know, they kind of touched on it in Spider-Man, you know, but the biggest extent of that was like, oh, some people are 5 years older. And it's like, no, this is going to mess a lot of stuff up. You know, people are going to blip back in the middle of the street, get hit by cars, hospitals full of people. Sentient Weapon Observation Response Division. Sword. Looks like an airport. I think that probably just is an airport.
How are the numbers for the astronaut training program?
Dismal. Lost half my personnel on the blip, and half of those remaining have lost their nerve. The program hasn't been the same since you've been up there, Rambo. Shifted away from man. The FBI is in a tizzy over a missing persons case up in Jersey.
Missing persons?
I know. They've requested use of one of our imaging drones, and...
I'm good.
There's no easy way to say this.
Are you good, though?
You're grounded.
I'm sorry, what?
Terrestrial missions only.
You can't.
So who do they think is missing? Do they think Wanda's missing? Or are they responding to, like, all the people in the town missing because they can't leave the town, so they can't go to work? Right? Like, it's probably the townspeople. So is this just going to be like, almost like in The Last of Us Part 2, where they kind of went back to the beginning? Is this going to be what that is? Where they're starting from the beginning, from Sword's point of view, and we're going to see how they went about things?
Woo.
Hey, Jimmy Woo! Asian Jim.
Would you mind repeating your claim about Westview to my colleague here?
No such place.
You're saying the town of Westview, New Jersey doesn't exist?
That's what I keep telling your G-man here, but he won't listen.
I see.
He's like, dude, look at the sign.
This isn't a missing persons case, Captain Rambo. It's a missing town. Population 3,892.
That's a lot of people.
Decide to investigate.
Because it doesn't want me to. You can feel it too, can't you? Nobody's supposed to go in.
What about that car that's right there? Looks like it's past the sign. Ooh, is this the helicopter? Dang.
What about you? Wait, way to go.
It was right there.
It's gone, girl.
Bo. Captain Rambo. Watch it.
Is she gonna get sucked in? Yeah.
Captain Rambo.
Don't go there, Jimmy. Okay, they are past that car, so I'm happy about that. Hey, Kat Dennings, what up? I forgot your character's name.
What's your field?
We're not supposed to talk to each other.
Oh, Boy Scout leader, got it. And you?
Nuclear biology.
Artificial intelligence.
Astrophysics.
I'm a chemical engineer.
No one cares.
No one cares. Yeah, so Rambo's important. So when she got sucked in, they're like, all right, let's bring in the whole posse.
Those drones you're sending in, what kind of data are you getting?
I'm afraid that's highly classified.
Shut up.
You can't see anything?
I like that she's good at interpreting what they mean.
A colossal amount of CMBR. Cosmic microwave background radiation.
We've been told the radiation is within a safe limit.
It is for now.
Wait, what do you mean?
Means you're gonna become a mutant if you stay there. Ooh, pull up a monitor. Watch this shiz on TV. I like how she comes and just figures everything out.
An old one, like, not flat.
Oh, a beekeeper.
Someone must really miss you back at Quantico.
No, sir. Softball season's over, sir.
He's excellent at softball.
Where's that?
Who's doing that?
Is that?
It looks like her.
You move at the speed of sound, and I can make a pen float through the air. Who needs to abbreviate?
Look, I know it's been a crazy few years on this planet, but he's dead, right? Not flipped.
Yeah.
Dead. My equipment registered an extremely high level of CMBR. That's
Relic radiation dating back to the Big Bang.
So you're saying the universe created a sitcom starring 2 Avengers?
it's a working
Yeah.
theory.
Deputy transport back to headquarters now.
We successfully identified 2 individuals inside the Westview anomaly. Let's keep going.
Mr. and Mrs. Hart.
Why hexagonal shape? New rock stars? New rock stars knew it!
Abhilash Tandon as Norm.
So, these are regular citizens. What about Agnes? Rambo! Rambo!
What are we looking at here? Is it an alternate reality, time travel, some cockamamie social experiment?
This is essentially just like a direct response to New Rock Stars.
Man, we're working with the same script. What is it?
What does it look like to you?
Like a retro version of a
Helicopter.
Bingo.
But how did it change and why?
Let's go with the production design.
Or render it useless?
Both.
Why'd you colorize it?
Wanda. Wanda, can you read me? Over.
Can't you hear me?
Wanda.
Who's doing this to you, Wanda?
Wanda. Who's doing this to you, Wanda? Wanda, can you hear me? I'm here to help.
Pop quiz, Wanda.
Okay, so it just cuts for them. They don't see the
I don't know.
her like reset it. Yep, so it just changes him into a beekeeper. That's crazy. Does that turn into a jump rope? That's crazy. I like that we're getting a ton of info about like what went down. There's Wanda and Vision. What's gonna happen to this guy? They're like, what the frick? She just had a baby.
Twins.
Twins.
But I'm invested. Wow, this is different.
What happened? Where'd she go?
God, not again.
She just got yeeted. Just cuts.
There's nothing here.
Ooh, do we actually see what she did?
I'm just your neighbor.
Then how did you know about Ultron?
Wanda's like cognizant.
You're not my neighbor. And you're definitely not my friend. You are a stranger. And I want you to leave.
Oof. Just yeets her through the building. That's gotta hurt real bad. Yeah, you're gonna want to fix that. So she's like aware. Like fully aware of what she's doing. Right? Does she regret any of this? Or is she like fully on board with the illusion that she's creating? I want to know whether she was under a trance or if she was just like playing along.
Oh, she left, honey.
Because that'll tell us a lot about the other people in the town. Is this how she sees him? So it's literally his body. It's literally his dead body
We don't have to stay here.
that she's just puppeting around.
Go wherever we want.
No, we can't. This is our home.
Are you sure?
Oh, don't worry, darling. I have everything under control.
Okay, so she's fully like, oh, God dang it, Wanda.
You okay? It's Wanda. It's all Wanda.
Yo, I'm surprised she didn't break her back getting thrown through a building. Yes, Vision. Be concerned. Oh, and then the borders close in. Oh, end of the episode. I liked it a lot, but oh my gosh. Did we get any extra info? No, that's it. Whew, okay, another solid episode. This one, I liked how they answered a lot of questions. A lot of the theories and things we've all been wondering, they kind of, to an extent, either like straight up gave us answers or like also had the sword people asking those questions, which means there will be important answers. Shout out to New Rockstars for like them being like, hexagons! Hexagons are a major thing. And now we know for sure. Okay, so we get, this episode starts off right after Endgame. So all the people get blipped back. Monica is in a hospital because her mom had cancer and got a successful operation or whatever, but then, you know, she's asleep and she gets blipped out of existence, comes back 5 years later. Turns out her mom's dead. I like how they addressed kind of a little bit of the logistical things, like further elaborating on, you know, what happens when these people just come back. You know, a lot of these people have moved on with their lives. People that may be blipped out in the middle of the street, they're going to get like hit on the freeway. Like a lot of people are just going to die as soon as they come back. And then like hospitals, a ton of sick people are going to blip back into their hospital beds, like people that are dying. Like emergency rooms are just going to overflow with people. You know, doctors that weren't there before, you know, maybe that'll be nice. They'll have twice as many doctors to help. But like, or like morgues, they'll just be overfilled, like filled up with dead people. It'll be insane. And so we get a little bit of where Monica came from. She works at Sword, and she is tasked with this missing persons case, along with Asian Jim from The Office, which is kind of funny because his name is Jim in this show as well. But the whole town has disappeared. So like one of his informants, I guess, in the FBI lives in this town, and he's like, yo, I can't find him. No one's ever heard of him. These cops are straight up just like, yeah, this town doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's a product of Wanda's reality warping, which is crazy, bruh. They send in a little drone helicopter, which is the one that Wanda finds. So it wasn't like a big real helicopter that got changed into a toy. It was just a small one. But that confirms like that. And then the beekeeper confirms the theory that like when the things from the outside come into the real world, they're changed to both fit like the aesthetic of the world Wanda has created, but also kind of like rendered a little bit useless. And then Monica gets sucked in, and it didn't quite answer the question of whether Monica was like fully aware of what was happening in the moment and like controlling her own actions. Like, was she just undercover pretending, or was she like pretty much like unconsciously under a spell being controlled? I think it's that version. But yeah, it's crazy. So then they bring in Darcy Lewis from Thor, the first 2 Thor movies, I believe. Kat Dennings is real funny. I think she has excellent comedic timing. Straight up is like, hey, what are we all here for? And the one guy's like, we can't talk about that. And then when he finally says it, she's like, no one cares. And I like how she gets there and immediately solves whatever the problem is. She's like, oh, you guys suck. Give me a coffee. Plug in a TV. Let's go. And I like how whatever signal she's getting, like what we're seeing, is literally what Sword is seeing. And they have all these theories and questions, all the stuff we're wondering as well. Like Jimmy Woo's writing it all on the board. All these people they're figuring out the IDs of all these people. So like that answers a question. These people are not like actors. They're not like Sword agents. Monica's the only Sword agent there. So pretty much all these people are under a spell of some sort, like reality warping thing. And, they're trying to get in touch with Wanda, and all the stuff where we saw it like literally shift and change and do all these things in the previous episodes. For them, it just cuts to the next thing, which is very interesting. And they're trying to figure everything out. And then we get more info on what happened in the next like 30 seconds after. So what we didn't see last episode, we just saw Monica like come out the other end. This time we see Wanda fully be like, I want you to leave. Like yeets her through this building, is just like, see ya, like you're gone. Don't know how she just didn't break her spine. Like, how is Monica Rambeau not paralyzed? But we see her actually, like, instead of just in the show, like her doing like whatever, like magic, and it just kind of does it. In this, we see her MCU type magic, like the visibleness of it, if that makes sense, like the aesthetic of how she does her magic. Because previous in the first 3 episodes, it wasn't showing like the red glowy balls in her hands. It showed it this time, and then she seems not like she regrets it, but she's just like she almost regrets it. She is like kind of like looks into herself a little bit and is like, am I doing the right thing here? Almost is what I think she was saying. Like, but then she's just like, yep, like this is fine. Vision walks back in, and it's him with his head caved in, and he's all gray because he's literally dead. Like she just took his body and brought it into this town and created this reality. Now this didn't answer, was she initially manipulated by like Mephisto or anything like that? That didn't answer it, but we do know that like Wanda herself is controlling all of this. which we knew that before, but this is just confirmation. You know, she looks at Vision and she sees him gray and dead. Like, so she knows that he's dead. I don't know if she is like, for the most part, like, is her reality warping thing like affecting her own perception of this? Like, for the most part, is she like under her own trance and, you know, has brief moments where she comes out of it? Or is she like fully conscious, cognizant of like whatever's happening at all times? I think it's the first one, because otherwise the moments where she's confused about, you know, the radio, like, otherwise I feel like those wouldn't completely make sense unless she's just like super committed to the bit. Where she's like, just she has to convince herself that this is real, so she just like plays along so deeply, like she is like she's mentally ill and she's just not handling this correctly. That's a possibility as well. You know, she could just be fully aware of what's going down. But she's not completely in control, because Vision, she brought Vision back. He's like dead but also alive. I don't know if he's gonna like, if she's actually bringing him, is she like recreating his consciousness in his dead body? Because the body is dead, but like somehow he's still here, and he's questioning things still. Like he looked really uneasy after Wanda was like, "Oh yeah, like this, I have everything under control." Like when she walked away, he gave a look of like he's a little scared, because he just talked to the neighbors where they're like, stuff's going down. So is he real? Like what's going down? So things are crazy. And I think now that we have fully caught up both from Sword's perspective, I like what's going to be happening going forward. I think episode 3 is still my favorite, just because it was like holy balls factor. But I like that this was a very informative episode of like, this is what's happening. How many episodes are in this season? 9, right? Man, if Wanda's like fully in control and they're gonna try, like, when in the trailer when they're like, let's fight for our home, are they fighting Sword? Like, is Sword trying to get in here and she's like, nah, we're Avengers, we're gonna fight these people? And maybe Vision has to be the one that at the end is like, no, like we cannot fight, and then Wanda becomes the villain of Doctor Strange 2. That would be insane. What do the hexagons mean? You know, New Rockstars called it, where they're like, hexagons. Eric Voss is like, vindication. Like, he's hyped that he's been acknowledged. Like, I think I saw a tweet on, I didn't know what it was about, but he just tweeted, they're making fun of us. Which would be really funny. They're straight up almost like calling out the theory people, and being like, hey, the Sword characters they're literally you. They're the audience. All the questions you have, they're gonna answer, and they're gonna ask. Like, oh man, this is crazy. This is insane in the membrane. I freaking love it. I don't know what else to say. Where do we go from here? Like, what happens next episode? Is it a new era of television? Like, are they going to go to the 80s television? Because they didn't revisit a new era this time. It was just like modern from the outside viewing. We didn't get a whole lot of extra we got a lot of extra info, I guess, or confirmation. We didn't get we didn't get any like additional scenes from within, other than what Wanda did when she threw Monica through the wall. But yeah. I don't know. We didn't learn anything more about Agnes. And they conveniently, when they were showing all the like IDs of the people, they had like their driver's license pulled up next to them. But Agnes was at the corner of the frame, and it didn't show an ID for her. So they're definitely playing up that mystery of like, is Agnes you know, part of this town, or is she like an outsider, like controlled by Mephisto? Like, we still don't know what her deal is. I don't know. It's gonna be insane. There's what, 5 episodes left? Stuff's gonna get crazy. Let me know what you think of any of this down below. What are your theories? Do you disagree with me on anything? Let me know as well. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think of new rock stars and their awesome theories and how they're always right? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for watching. It means a lot that you guys are here watching my videos. It means a lot to me. It makes me feel good. I enjoy just the community that we've kind of built here. I enjoy talking about nerdy things with all you guys. So let's start some conversations in the comments. Like, whatever you want to say, comment it. You know, I'll respond. For the most part, I respond to a lot of my, most of my comments. Yeah, I don't know. If you liked the video, if you liked my reaction, hit like. It means a lot, helps my videos get seen more. Or if you just like WandaVision in general, hit like. That means a lot. If you want to see more reactions from myself, you know, especially to WandaVision, but also to The Expanse or Bridgerton or any of the other shows that I've watched previously, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified when I upload. That means a ton as well. You know, those people get there right away. I love you. And then if you want to see the full-length reaction in this episode, head down to my Patreon. It is linked in the description. You can go there also if you just want to support me in general outside of YouTube. That would mean a lot as well. Support independent concrete creators. Support independent concrete creators. Content creators. I think that's all I got. Thank you for watching again. I feel like I'm just reiterating and rambling as I go. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. I'm sweaty. Peace.